Hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm at Six Flags Magic Mountain because they were ever so kind to invite me out for a hard hat tour of West Coast Racers. So how about you and I dive right in. The day is finally here where we get to check out West Coast Racers from a different aspect. And this is going to be so cool because we get an up-close personal view of the support structure, especially this crazy spaghetti bowl section. So I'm super excited. So how about we just go ahead and head through the gates and check it out.
Above you will be the portal entry sign as you enter the area. So you're kind of going through a little tunnel here that's created by the ride, which is a pretty neat experience. So ride is, right around you the whole time as you're in the area, so it's pretty spectacular.
So you all know, I'm going to bring up, you probably already heard some of this, but I'll bring up some fun facts for you here in a few minutes. But where Neil is standing right now is where the retail store will live, right over there. And he'll show you some photos in a little bit. Right here, where you can see where we have the 2x4s and stakes, this will be the station area. It'll go across, obviously, over to the other side where you guys can see the stakes and the layout on that side. Get ready to form up the foundation and all. Very good. This is some photos so you guys can get some looks of what it's going to look like. Here's a look at the exit store.
You'll be able to enter from two sides. So as you come into the area, there'll be a door open. The exit door you'll see as you come into the area, and of course you'll exit through the door after the ride.
So over here, as you guys, like we were talking, the station area, transfer tracks right there. As that's obviously when we go to pull the track back off, trains off and on. So if you can envision, you'll load up in the station. What you'll do is you'll come out and see the white track, and then the yellow track will come over. Those right now indicate where the train will roll out to before we launch you around the circuit. And what's really cool is your first ride will go out on the right track, you'll come back in on the yellow track, and you'll take a second ride around on the yellow track. Both tracks are a little different, so the ride's going to be different. It's not the same ride, so it's really cool. Yeah, really, really nice. Columns and footings, which are where the track columns set on, the caissons and the footings. There's 273 of them on this ride. That is a lot of footings and a lot of cement in this thing, as you guys will find in a minute. There's 1.159 million pounds of rebar steel in this project on those caissons and footings. There's over 8,000 yards of concrete that went into the ground for this ride, and some of the footings on these are anywhere around 35 to 40 feet deep, which is pretty phenomenal for a ride. Generally, don't go that deep on them.
So you can see right here, this is where they were saying this is the most complicated part of the attraction. And you can just see by the mess of steel that has just been constructed here. It's absolutely amazing. They actually had to piece this together off-site and then make sure that it would actually fit in this location, which is really interesting. And now that we are actually seeing here on site, I mean, it's just insane how much support structure is just in this area at the go-kart track. And again, just like I said in the previous video, this looks to be the most, force on the ride, and you can tell by just the support structure. It's awesome. You can see over here, this is where the second launch section of the attraction is going to be. You can see it dips right here into the gully and then launches you straight up and over into the next segment of the attraction, which is the spaghetti bowl. It's probably the most intense spot in the attraction. But when they're complete with this, they really want this to look like the LA River, like you're diving down in the LA River basin and shooting right back up, just like you'd see in those car chasing movies and racing movies. So that's pretty cool. By the way, Apocalypse is all done, so that's really cool. and they've been doing some early testing of the attraction, and they've been saying that it's really smoothed out and it's really nice. And I mean, Apocalypse in general is just a fantastic wood coaster, so super excited to get this back open with West Coast Racers, and to add, to get back onto the coaster collection here, because I love Apocalypse, and I think this new coaster right here is going to be another classic here at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So what's cool is, in addition to obviously the new attraction, they're also going to be renovating all of these shops and eateries here that have been kind of sitting stagnant for a while, and I know for the longest time they didn't address it, but now they're finally going to renovate the area to make it really nice and beautiful. So this is going to be a new chicken quick service place. That's going to be nice. This candy store was one of the most popular in the park, and they're going to keep that, so they're going to renovate the candy store, and it'll be an all-new candy store. And they actually make candy here on site, which is fantastic, similar to like you'd find at Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. And then beyond here, they're gonna redo the entire restrooms. The restrooms that used to be here were pretty old and outdated, and thankfully Six Flags is addressing that. And they're not just addressing older restrooms, obviously just in this construction site, but they're addressing older restrooms throughout the entire park. So they're continuing with the aesthetic renovation throughout the entire park, which is something that I've been wanting to see, and I know a lot of people in the community have been wanting to see. So it's fantastic to see, everyone jumping on board and making sure that this park is as beautiful as ever. This area right here will be the station and queue line. You can see where there's a separation here. So this is either the brake run and or the segment that launches into the second half of the ride. But this will look like a garage, just like in West Coast Customs, and it's going to be all authentic. So that's really neat. So it looks like they're spending quite a bit of money on making sure that this area is as beautiful as they wanted it to be in the concept. So they're taking a lot of time and effort to make sure they get this right, which is fantastic. These are the moves that Six Flags needs to be making, and it's nice to see that people are making the right decisions here. Here's another look at the dip down into the second launch area. It's pretty cool. And if you notice right here, this is where the restrooms used to be. So yeah, they completely tore this out, and they're gonna redo them and make them really nice. As far as what's going on in this area, they're going to have a brand new membership lounge, which is fantastic. So if you're a member here at Six Flags Magic Mountain, you'll be able to go in there and get some nice air conditioning. You can charge your cell phone. I'm sure they're going to have Wi-Fi. It's similar to the cafe that's near the front of the park, but this would just be for members only. And also in the back behind where Aftermath 2 is, they're going to keep that, and they're going to bring it back this year for Fright Fest. So if you're excited about that, make sure to get your Fright Fest tickets once they go on sale, because that maze will be making a comeback this year. And then if you're wondering if they're going to keep this, they're actually going to keep this as a snack location, so they're going to change this entirely. I know for a while there, it was kind of sitting stagnant, but yep, they're going to revitalize it into a new snack shack. What's kind of neat about the engineering is they've kind of created these entrance portals to this new land. So you would come down the hill through the support structure and then into obviously the new area, which I think that's kind of a neat little aspect to how they're laying out the footers. Pretty cool. Another element of this new entire space / land that they're building, they're going to leave a space open for entertainment. So they're going to have events and special things throughout the year. They even said they might do some car shows, so that'll be really cool. So I'm sure once this ride is complete and the area is done, they'll have West Coast Customs come out and do really cool car shows, and it'll just be another level of entertainment that the park needs in this brand new area, which will be fantastic. And I also just asked the park president, this entire area over here will see some sort of renovation as well. They'll change the aesthetics as far as the ground and kind of sprucing up the area, and a little bit up the hill as you're walking towards Tatsu. So that's really cool to hear. And also, for those wondering if this attraction is going to have comfort collars, because I know that's been a topic, it will have comfort collars. In addition, with the lap bar, similar to full throttle setup. So it'll have that setup with the comfort collar. Quite frankly, I'm okay with the comfort collars. I love Electric Eel at SeaWorld, so I don't think this is going to be uncomfortable at all. So I just got out of the West Coast Racers hard hat tour, and what a tour that was. It was so cool to get an up-close personal look at all of the coaster elements going in and all of that crazy support structure. Again, we're still not sure on an opening date. They just said later on this year, so if I were to guess, maybe around Fright Fest. It might be a good time to open it anyway, but just because of the crowds that come for Fright Fest. So it'll be a cool little addition to open that up, in addition to all the haunted attractions that are going to be happening on for this year's event. But yeah, it was a great tour. It was a little hot today. It's like 100 degrees out here in Valencia. But that's not stopping the construction crews. We were told that once they get track, it's relatively quick as far as the install. So I think the most difficult part for them is going to be the programming and making sure all the aesthetics of the new land look great and up to their standards. So super excited to see the finished product later on this year. Once again, huge thank you to the amazing team here at Six Flags Magic Mountain for providing an amazing hard hat tour and for inviting me out. I appreciate it so much. But until then, I hope you had a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.